What's the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. So Robert Saleh made a pretty big proclamation recently in regards to what he thinks the New York Jets can do this season, being one of 6 or 8 teams that can make the playoffs. And while this shouldn't shock us, the news with Aaron Rodgers coming, seeing how our defense performed last year, getting Breece Hall back, the improvements from Garrett Wilson and other key members in the offense, the expectation should be there, right? I still think it's Super Bowl or bust for this season for sure. But Robert Saleh isn't a guy that generally goes out there and makes these kind of statements without not only there being, some solid reasoning and expectations behind it, but he's a man that measures his words very, very carefully. So even as far as thinking back and hearing him talking about the keeping receipts comments at the time, necessary, needed. He backed his team, took a lot of the pressure off the players, placed it on himself and the coaching staff, and then even went back and didn't necessarily double down on it and said he kind of regrets the comments, but it was the right move for what the team needed at the time. This doesn't feel like that kind of same instance. It strongly feels like he has a belief that he finally has the quarterback. He finally has the talent on both sides of the ball. Special teams has been a strength more often than not for the New York Jets since Brian Boyer has come into the fold. And I can't help but agree with him, right? 6 to 8 teams. You take a look at the top two or the top teams in each conference, the AFC and NFC. You talk about the Chiefs. You talk about the Eagles probably being the creams of the crops there. But then, you take a look at teams like the Jets. You take a look at a team like the Bills, obviously. The Dolphins could be very strong contenders if health doesn't end up becoming a problem for them. um you're already talking about what, 5 teams right there. So I would be curious to know which exact teams he think had the makings in their roster to make it all the way. But I strongly believe the New York Jets definitely have a chance to go out there and win themselves a Super Bowl this season, and of course obviously make the playoffs by default. So one of the other things I do find curious is, I know there was a reporter, I'll end up having to find it, I'll probably make a second video for it, but there was somebody speaking about the AFC East specifically, and then of course the AFC as a whole. And they mentioned the Dolphins and the Bills, the Jets and the Bills having the best chance to kind of dethrone the Chiefs based on what they've seen with the combination of defense that we're bringing and then the offensive firepower to go out there and kind of win a shootout if it ultimately comes down to that. And I think that is the argument, the thinking, and kind of the focus that should be surrounding the New York Jets if everything falls into place and continues or improves as we all expect. A top four defense in terms of allowing points against us. You go out there and get a huge investment in Aaron Rodgers, who effectively is no worse than top 10 in pretty much most of the major statistical categories that you're going to look at to see how a quarterback stacks up against others. And I don't know how you can't be excited about the prospect of not only the New York Jets making the playoffs, but reaching the Super Bowl. So I'll kind of leave it to you guys. I'm pretty curious. I didn't want to go super crazy with this one. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. 6 to 8 teams. Who are you, I guess, choosing to say will make the playoffs from either side and be able to go out there and make either a deep run, essentially resulting in a Super Bowl? I gave you guys the Chiefs. I gave you the Eagles. I'm still throwing the Jets in that hat, but let me know what your 6 to 8 teams will be, and I'll catch you guys again. Peace.